The first 2025 Formula 1 car is out, and it's not Williams, it's actually McLaren, giving us a surprise reveal with a camo livery that will not be run throughout the season, but we do get some first details of a 2025 Formula 1 car. And right off the bat, I can say it's very hard to tell what has been done to this car. I had to look into it very carefully to see the changes they've made. It's definitely a evolution, not a revolution. I do think this livery looks really cool. It's not the official livery we're gonna get on the car, as it would be a nightmare for the sponsors, but it does give us some insight on what McLaren has been cooking up in the winter season before we actually see the official car. I don't want to make this too long, but let's go over the details we can actually make out from this camo livery. The best views we have of this car is a shot of it coming out of the pit lane, where it's a more frontal view, and the view from the side as well. So it helps us with seeing the side pod, what they've done with the front wing. The actual front wing they're using is the last spec they used in Austin of the 2024 F1 car. There is not much change there, at least from this picture, from what we can tell. Maybe there's some more finer details around that end plate, but that's something we're gonna have to see more close up on either renders or better detailed pictures of the car. A lot of these are wide shots. They don't want to get the details of the car. It's only what we can really see from these pictures that we can depict. But a big thing to know is there is a new side pod shape, and it's very similar to that of Mercedes, with it being that P style. Now, whether you want to attribute that to Mercedes or Alpine, that's up to you, but it is a P style inlet, a bit wider than that of the Mercedes car. In that first, looking at it front on, it's really hard to tell whether or not they've actually brought that side pod inlet all the way down to where the top of that floor is hitting, but it is, if you look closely in detail, we can just see that slivering down towards the bottom. It is also pretty close to the Ferrari as well. But still, looking at that side view, another detail that's really easy to tell here is that the actual engine cover itself is super similar to that of the SF24, especially after we got that upgraded version in Imola, as the team did bring that type of engine cover in for less drag on the car, and McLaren have followed in that path. The actual rear wing of the car, looking at it from a different angle, also is brought back from the 2024 F1 season. We first saw this in Brazil, at least looking at it right now. Yet again, this is very speculative, as these are very small images, why I wanted to make this short. We will get much better images and I'll make a longer video, but this wing is very close to that of Brazil in 2024, as we can see in that dip in the middle part of the rear wing, and also how it's flaring up towards the ends of the right side and left side. There is a new airbox. This is definitely something that we can depict, and looking at it also compared to that of the 2024 car, very easy to tell that they've widened that for more air to be coming in through the inlets of that airbox. The nose also does have a different shape to that of the 2024 car. Almost looks like they took a bit of weight out of the nose, and some curving was made to the middle part of that nose shape for better flow around that car. But if you actually look at the suspension, it looks pretty similar to that of 2024. The side pods also from this angle look to be a bit wider than that of the previous season, but this could be a deception due to the actual camo livery itself. There is also a new floor, but there's very small and minor details that you can't even tell from these pictures. And last couple things to look at, if you look very closely, there are similarities to other teams and previous iterations of this little halo fin that has been added to the car to optimize the airflow going over the top of that side pod, as probably now most teams will be running that overbite. The optimization of airflow going over the side pod is very essential to these cars, and McLaren has its own iteration of that, and there are some changes, minor but important, to the mirror to help with less drag and obviously flow optimization. But as I stated, short and sweet, that's pretty much all that we got. Like 5 or 6 pictures of the car. It's really cool to see, but nothing to rave about. There's not too much here to be like, wow, they completely revolutionized the car, but they did say they were going bold. So let's see if that actually pans out correctly when the car is on track in qualifying. We'll see much more details coming up into the season, but with this camo livery, this is as much in depth as we can get with these pictures. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please leave a like, subscribe, it would mean the world, and peace.